So to start, I'm going to show you how to hold the controller and how to position your thumb on the stick. So when you go like this, you can see how much the controller is moving in my hand. If you look at the bottom, like down here, you can really see how much it's moving. You put it down like on the table like this, you have much more fine control. Doesn't move around nearly as much. I like to position my thumb on the stick is like this. A lot of people like to do like this. This causes a lot of slippage, thumb slippage. You can see how much my thumb slips in the center there. When I go like this, go like this, up like this. You can see it's how much thumb slips around a lot. It also does not give you an ideal angle of your thumb. So to push this way and this way, I'm using my thumb joint very awkwardly. You can see when we come up like this, when we come this direction, I have a much more dramatic angle than when we push that way. This is not going to give us very much feedback on where we're at in the deflection of the stick. And then also when you try to go forward like this, so if I want to go like up in this direction, it's very awkward to move this joint and this joint together when they're very clumsy. And you'll definitely feel the difference when you see how I like to hold it. Put your thumb like this, so your tip of your thumb is just a little bit over the edge. What this is going to do is it's going to provide maximum contact with the stick. It's going to provide maximum grip. And very importantly, it's going to give you a lot of feedback on where the stick is at in the deflection. And also here too, when I push forward, you see I have a nice bend. When I push this way, I have a nice bend. It's not all kinked up like this, not all tight. You should be able to feel really tight right here. Whereas holding like this. So by doing this, you can use this joint to go back and forth like this. This joint to go up and down like this. And then, as you can see, you can push it around like this. Another thing that this is going to provide, as you can see, when I push forward, my thumb comes off a little bit. So the more you push, the more your thumb comes off, and this is going to give you a lot of feedback of exactly where you're at in the deflection. It's the same thing with this way. You can see when I come this way. So the more and more and more and more, and as you get really in tune with this, you can literally feel the difference between. You can see the graph at the top right here. You can see I can know, okay, I'm not far away. I can actually feel that tiny difference. It's not even coming up. You can see on my stick. You'll be able to tell that you're this close. That you're like this close to the edge. As you obviously do more and more. And the same thing. So when you push up like this, your thumb's also going to come off the stick a little bit. So you're going to know exactly where you're at the stick. And so if I hold it like this, you can see when I go around the edge, no matter which direction I'm pointing, my thumb comes off the stick a little bit. And that's going to give you a lot of feedback of exactly where you're at in the deflection. And also, like I said, it's going to provide maximum contact. So when I come this way, you can see my thumb hooks. My thumb hooks here. Like this. It doesn't hook on anything. So it slides off. This, boom, it hooks. When I push this way, boom, it hooks. When I come up this way, you can see how it's digging into my thumb, it hooks. And the same thing when it's coming down, you can see it hooks. So holding like this, you're going to hook onto the edge a lot better, and your thumb not 100% perfect. If you're really flicking like this, if you're really going out like this, your thumb's still going to slip around a little bit. And of course, I'll show you guys how to deal with that a little bit later in this video. We're just going to, so by holding your thumb like this, you're providing maximum contact, you're getting this feedback, and you're also hooking your thumb on it so it doesn't slide around nearly as much. And another good thing you have too is you have really good roll control. So you can see right here, I can go around a circle. When you try to go around a circle like this, it doesn't feel as awkward, but you can see just how much more unstable that is. You can see right there, I kind of come a little bit more, and then when I come up here, it kind of pops out a little bit more. Versus this, you can see it's nice and smooth. So that's why I like to hold my thumb like this. And like I said, like planting it like this. So this really nice stable platform. Your thumb isn't slipping around, your controller isn't wobbling around underneath you, and that's how you want to hold it. So now we're going to go over the various stick techniques. So there's 9 stick techniques on how to control your stick. So all your settings should be the same as mine. If you watch the settings video, if you didn't watch the settings video, go and watch that. So you just want to set your sensitivity to 0.6. Make sure you're in the profile. 0.6, 5% dead zone. You gotta set this to custom, and then linear. And then your crosshair, you just want to make that the biggest. So the first technique we're going to talk about is full edge. So full deflection or edge means you go all the way to the edge like this. You can see the graph right here. So I go all the way to the edge. That's a full deflection. I might refer it to as edge or full deflection. I'm trying to use just one description, which will probably just end up being full deflection. So we do full deflection, thumb off. Go with this. You're going to fully deflect it, bring your thumb off like this. So that's going to be our first tech. So it's going to be really good if you're used to aim assist. So you're going to do is you're just going to go like this. And let go of it, like this. Let go of it, let go of it, let go of it. Let go of it. When the crosshair hits the target, just let go. Just like that. And so now we're going to demonstrate this. Thumb off. Thumb off. As soon as that crosshair hits target, thumb off. Just like that. And of course, mastering this skill is actually going to be important even if you are used to not having aim assist. Developing this skill now is going to be very important for a later skill. So if you think, oh, this is really easy, it's really dumb, again, like I said, it's going to be very important for a later skill. Okay, so that's going to be our first one. I just want to hit a score of like 70. Once you hit a score of 70, you can go ahead and move on to the next technique. Edge to center. So instead of letting go of it, we're going to bring it all the way to the edge and then bring it back center. Edge, center. So this is full deflection to center. Timing and accuracy. So deflection accuracy is how well you're going to be picking the direction you need to go to hit the target. And timing is going to be how well you bring this back to center. So we're going to demonstrate that right now. So pretty big target, so they're going to be pretty hard to miss as far as deflection accuracy, but your timing, that's really what you're working on here. And this is where aim assist really shines, is it kind of takes over this timing for you. Remember, go center. Don't try to do anything else. Just get on there as soon as the crosshair hits the target. Just bring the joystick back to center, just like that. Hit a 70 on that, and come on back. Shouldn't take you too long. Shouldn't be too hard. Might start out like around 50 or so, because that's about where I started when I was using my left stick. So now we're going to go on to our next one. Once you hit 70, of course. Now we can go edge to edge. So instead of coming back center, we're just going to go straight across. So boom, click, boom, click, boom, click, boom, click, boom, click. So each time, as soon as you hit the target, as soon as your crosshair hits target, hit click on it, and then immediately go to the next target. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. As you can see, it's keep your crosshair moving just like that. And the reason I'm using a 0.6 is so this is accessible to everybody. You know, and then obviously, you know, even if you're an advanced player, you know, maybe even if you have like top scores, you know, there's a lot to learn here and a lot to pay attention to. So it's not just about, you know, pushing your score as high as you can. It's about understanding the technique, feeling what it should feel like. I didn't get too high of a score. Yeah, so you can hit about 100. Once you hit 100 on that, you know, you're good. And so now what we're going to do is we're never going to go to the center. We're going to do flick. So we're going to do a flick. And then if there's two close like this, instead of going full flick like this, we're not going to go flick, flick. Instead, we're going to go full flick, and then if it's here, we're going here, we're just going to do partial flick. So the area that's in between the center, the area that's between the center here and the edge out here, this kind of zone right here that I'm marking off, that is the live zone. So that's kind of where it's outside the dead zone. It's not all the way to the edge. This right here, pretty much all this area here is the live zone. And this is going to be where a lot of smoothness is going to occur, and smoothness is very important to master on controller. So we're just going to demonstrate this. So we can see right here, it didn't fully deflecting. Boom, right here on this one here, but you can see right here, boom. So when the targets are close to each other like this, you don't want to fully deflect. So if I go from here to here, I'm just going to go like that. I'm just going to bring this nice and smoothly here, nice and smoothly over here. So I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. I can quite hit all the edge, so I'm just going to go nice and smooth, just like that. See how nice and smooth? And so this is what that rolling kind of comes into, like I was saying earlier. You're going to flick away the full target so that those are further away. Fully flick over here. Nice and doing this full flick. So this is full deflection to live zone, full deflection to live zone, full deflection to live zone, full deflection to live zone. Right, so it's going to be our full deflection to live zone, timing and accuracy. You're going to want to hit 1070 on this one. I might take a little bit longer. And remember, you don't want to fully deflect to every single target. You want to make sure that you're going smoothly. If you do like the full edge to edge like this, you know, you're going to get more than 1070. So you're going to make sure you're focusing on the tech, which is full deflection to live zone, full full deflection to live zone, full deflection, live zone. So kind of the same thing as the full edge. So live zone, instead of going to the full edge ever, we're just always going to be in the live zone. So we're never going to go, you're never going to fully flick like this ever. You're just going to just do nice and smooth. So I'm just going nice and smooth. Just like that. See, my stick never hits the edge. Oh, I kind of did there by mistake. Yeah, you just want to just try to stay. You just want to keep a nice even pace. And of course, it's a very good task to start to get a feel for where the stick is at. And then deflection. So obviously, if you were to accidentally fully flick like that, okay, that was a little too much. And this is going to be very good for developing your stick awareness, right? Knowing and feeling exactly where you're at in the deflection. Just like that. You don't want to stop. You just want to keep a nice consistent speed like I am. Just like that. But on this one, you just want to hit a 2400. This tech is circularity. So you just want to keep your stick fully engaged against the edge like this. You don't want to don't cut across like this, and don't bring it in like this. You just want to always be rolling the stick around the edge like this. You can go left, you can go right. Just gonna demonstrate that now. It's kind of hard. It's actually harder to do with control freaks on. Definitely easier without them. But if you plan on using control freaks, though, you want to make sure you keep them on. You obviously don't need control freaks. Just like that, you just want to stick around the edge, and you just want to get a 65, which you can definitely get, because I've gotten a 72, 70. You're going to want to make a slight change. We're going to go to settings, crosshair, and lower this down to a 4.5. So what we're going to do with this one is it's micro control. It's a micro adjustment. So when you make a full flick towards a target, and you come back center, you may not perfectly land center on it. That's when we want to make a nice micro movement like this. See this nice? You just want to stay pretty tight to the center like this. If you have to go more than that, you want to work on your timing a little bit more for going from edge to center timing. I'm going to demonstrate that right now. See how I'm going with that. See, I was a little bit past it. Didn't quite land on it. Didn't quite land on it. Landed on it. Didn't quite land on it. Make it like that. Then that's really short. Now you can see how I come out almost halfway through my stick arc. Almost halfway into the live zone in order to make that adjustment. So that's a little bit too far. If you're that far off, you just need to focus on your centering timing. When you bring that crosshair back center, you just want to try and just bring it back a little bit later. Just a little bit. So you just want to make sure you fully deflect to each one. Like that. Bring it back center. So now we're using our full deflection to center timing and accuracy. And then if you off a little bit, you're just making that small correction. On this one, you want to hit a 70. All right, next we're going to talk about micro control. It's a little bit different than micro adjustment. And for this, we're going to go back to sensitivity. We're going to increase our sensitivity from a 0.6 to a 0.7. We do want it to be a little bit higher. So our goal here is to stay as close to the center as possible. So you don't want to come all the way out here you don't want to come all the way here like this. It's kind of like with the micro adjustment. You just want to stay in this kind of center area. Maybe the center 25%. So maybe just like, here, 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 here. I just want to stay as close to the center as possible. And this is going to be important, especially in games where if you're shooting at somebody really far away, the further away they are, the less you're moving your stick. So if someone's like way out there, you're going to be moving your stick this little tiny bit versus all the way here like this. So if they're really close, like if you're just using a shotgun, you're going to be doing more like these kind of movements. If you're a sniper, you're probably going to be doing more around here. If you're using like an AR, you're shooting something really far away, like 100 meters or something like that, you're barely going to be moving your stick. You're only moving your stick this much, and so that's why this is important to get used to, and why it's a little bit further than the micro adjustment that we just did. Can I demonstrate that now? see, I'm just bringing my stick out just a little bit. And again, just like with flusher shot, you don't want to be fully flicking or anything like that. You just want to keep a nice, even, consistent speed, nice, consistent pace, just like that. And then it's going to hit about a 140 on this one. And now we're going to revisit depth shot here, and I'm going to teach you the last stick technique, which is thumb repositioning. Okay, that's what 0.8. Like as your thumb, especially tasks like this where you're really just throwing this thing around a little bit, your thumb is going to start to walk off. And so what you want to do is whenever you get to a grouping, like say I'm here, 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 let's say my thumb slipped off like this much when I come here, right? You want to do that. You want to do the thumb off tech, and boom, right when you let go of it, you just want to boom, reposition your thumb. So that's what I was saying earlier. The stick, full deflection, stick, thumb off. That's really important. It's a really important skill to develop for this. You're getting to this level where you can reposition your thumb. So I'm just going to demonstrate that now. So I just did it. That's kind of hard to do on command. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like something just so naturally doing that. I'm just like, okay, do it now, do it now, do it now. And it's like, dang. I was just doing it when you come to a grouping because you're going to be going from full deflection to smoothness. And whenever you're working in the live zone, whenever you're trying to be smooth, your thumb position is going to be very important because that's where you get that feedback, right? When you're just going like this, or just going back and forth like this, where your thumb isn't really that important. You don't really need that feedback, right? You're always just going to hit the edge, hit the edge, hit the edge, hit the edge. Once you get to those close groupings, when you need to be that smoothness, that's where knowing where your thumb's at. Like I said before, when you're going like this, you get a better feel for where the stick is at. And so when you flick to them, just boom, reposition your thumb like that. Going over the different aiming categories and how to aim on them with controller. We just need to make sure we get this out of the way so you know how to do all the stick techniques. So that as we go through all the different categories, you already know what to expect and how to do it. And when you hit those goals, that you'll know that you're doing the technique properly, you know what it should look like and how it should feel. Good luck and keep going. Subscribe to stay up to date, like to give support, and comment your questions to help the community improve. Join the Discord to get access to extra resources and meet other aimers. Stay positive, be supportive of others, respect the sport of aiming by staying humble, honest, and having integrity. Thank you for watching.